Israel carried out its heaviest airstrikes in weeks on Gaza, killing at least 26 people despite an ongoing ceasefire. Israel said the attacks responded to a Hamas violation, while Hamas blamed Israel. The violence strained the truce as plans moved ahead to reopen the Rafah crossing for civilians, especially sick and wounded Palestinians seeking medical treatment abroad. Israeli warplanes targeted the Sheikh Radwan police station in western Gaza City, killing at least 10 people, including police officers and detainees, according to medics and local police officials. Rescue teams continued to search the rubble for additional casualties, while the Hamas-run police force said the building had been destroyed in the strike. Video footage from the scene showed heavily damaged walls, blackened by fire, with debris scattered throughout the surrounding streets. In a separate airstrike in Gaza City, an apartment building was hit, killing 3 children and 2 women, officials at Shifa Hospital reported. Further south, in Khan Yunis, another strike hit a tent encampment housing displaced families, killing 7 people. The area had been sheltering Palestinians who fled earlier fighting and were already living in precarious conditions. An Israeli military source said the strikes were launched in response to an incident on Friday in which Israeli troops identified 8 armed men emerging from a tunnel in Rafah, a southern Gaza city where Israeli forces remain deployed. According to the source, 3 of the gunmen were killed during the encounter, while a 4th, described as a senior Hamas commander in the area, was arrested. The military said the incident constituted a violation of the ceasefire agreement. Hamas did not immediately comment on the tunnel incident, but accused Israel of breaching the truce through its continued military actions. Both sides have repeatedly blamed each other for violating the ceasefire, which was brokered by the United States and came into effect in October after 2 years of devastating conflict. Since the ceasefire began, more than 500 Palestinians have been killed by Israeli fire, most of them civilians, according to Gaza health officials. During the same period, Palestinian militants have killed 4 Israeli soldiers, according to Israeli authorities. Despite the truce, intermittent violence has continued, undermining hopes for a lasting end to the war. Washington has been pushing Israel and Hamas to move forward with the next phases of the ceasefire agreement, which are intended to bring the conflict to a permanent close. The next stage of the plan, promoted by U.S. President Donald Trump, includes highly contentious issues such as the disarmament of Hamas, further Israeli troop withdrawals from Gaza, and the deployment of an international peacekeeping force. Hamas has long rejected calls to disarm, while
Israel has insisted that the group must give up its weapons, warning that force will be used if disarmament does not occur peacefully. Amid the ongoing tensions, preparations have been underway to reopen Gaza's main gateway to the outside world, the Rafah border crossing with Egypt. Israeli officials said the crossing would reopen for Palestinians on Monday, following a pilot phase to test operations. The crossing, which had been largely shut since May 2024 and under Israeli military control on the Gaza side, was before the war the primary exit point for Gazans and a vital entry route for humanitarian aid. COGAT, the Israeli military unit responsible for coordinating humanitarian matters, said the crossing would operate in both directions for Gaza residents traveling on foot, with coordination involving Egypt and the European Union. Movement in and out of Gaza is expected to begin following security assessments. Palestinian and European officials confirmed the arrangements, though Egypt's foreign ministry did not immediately comment.
Israel has said that the crossing will operate under strict security checks and will primarily be used by Palestinians seeking to leave Gaza, particularly those in need of medical treatment abroad, as well as by people who fled earlier in the war and wish to return. The Palestinian Health Ministry has estimated that around 20,000 patients are waiting to leave Gaza for urgent medical care. Israeli defense officials said that the crossing can process between 150 and 200 people per day in both directions, with more departures than returns expected, as patients often travel with family members or medical escorts. Egyptian officials said that at least 50 Palestinian patients were expected to cross into Egypt on Sunday for treatment, with around 200 people per day, including patients and their relatives, expected to cross in the initial days. About